Welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic food planning is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me for another episode of the 4x4 podcast, Jimmy. Whoop, 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 whoop. Crowd goes wild.
Of course it does.
How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Happy to hear it.
Yep. My cup matches my microphone today.
There you go. Yeah.
That's
Pretty damn
good,
close.
huh? Right?
Yeah.
Jimmy got this for me.
I did.
So thank you, sir. I ordered some tumblers from you, laser engraved with the Morphlate logos, and Jimmy ordered an extra tumbler just for me.
Yeah. Green,
my favorite color. This is more like a lime green though than it is a neon green.
I'm sorry. It's the brightest green I could find.
Okay, I'll let it pass this time.
Yeah.
This time though, no others.
Well, if you want another one, we got to do some custom colors orders or something.
Fair. All right. So we're here on another episode Monday morning for you guys. Hopefully you had a great weekend. So we'll get into that in a little bit of Thursday's episode.
Yep.
How the weekend went.
Absolutely.
Today, though, we get to continue a topic finally.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of other things that took a little bit of a higher priority for Monday episodes, like having the significant others on. Like getting somewhat caught up on voicemails, because you guys like to call in a lot, which is great. We love it. And so we're finally getting back to trip planning. So that'll be kind of the topic of today. But before we get there, we have a couple things we need to hit on.
Absolutely. One of the things is our monthly giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Which we do a giveaway every single month. We try to get it over, well, it's always over $100, but we try to get it more than that if we possibly can work it out. And this month is no exception. How much is this month's giveaway?
It's depends on the wheelbase size you are looking to get, but 220 to 240, maybe 250.
Yeah.
270 if you're looking for something for like a full
massive
size truck. Yeah.
Like Tyler usually looks for.
Yep.
So this month's giveaway is with Morphlate, and we are giving away the braided quad kits, the extreme braided quad kits.
Extreme duty
braided
hose kits.
You just like saying duty.
I do.
So we're giving one of those away this month. If you want to get entered to win the extreme duty braided quad kit from Morphlate. That's a tongue twister right there.
Yeah,
you guys can think of a better acronym.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm hoping it gets cut down because it is a mouthful, and I don't like having to delineate between the old hose kits and the new braided ones. So the new braided ones are going to be our standard hose kit moving forward. We just have to keep the long tongue twisting name until we sell out of the old ones.
There you go.
So,
but if you want a chance to win one of the new kits from Morphlate, you need to go over to iRate4x4, log in over there, go down to the watch list and discuss section, click on SnailTrail4x4, and then all your sign up options will be there.
Yep. Cool. Good stuff. That is the monthly giveaway.
Yeah.
We are in November here. So Jim's month. So that means Jimmy has a box to open.
I opened a box on Thursday. I got a present on Thursday.
You're getting another present on Monday. President. You're getting a present on Monday.
Wow. Okay. We're doing this now?
Yeah.
All right. While I'm opening this, you want to talk about review stuff real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the cool things we do on the show here, if you guys are a new listener just finding us, is we like to do giveaways based on reviews. So reviews are one of the best ways that we are shared with other people on the show. Well, the show is shared with other ear holes out there. The more ear holes we have listening to the show, the more the greater the ability it is that we get to do cool stuff with you guys, like work with companies like Onyx, Devos Lights, 4-Wheel Underground, etc. So by bribing you guys to leave us reviews, it shows that we are a really cool show and vendors should work with us. So the more reviews you leave, the more cool stuff we get to do. And we reward you guys for leaving reviews. Essentially, every 50 reviews, we do a kind of a swag giveaway.
Okay.
So we're coming up on 800 reviews here. So at 800, we're doing a giveaway with OnX Off-Road for an elite membership, an annual elite membership, which is about $100. So at 800, we pull, we do a random number generator 1 through 800. And then we go count back through all the fucking reviews to find a review of 421. That one is the winner for 800, right? And then when we get to 850, we do the same thing, 1 through 850. So essentially, as many reviews as you can leave, and it doesn't matter when you leave the review, you're always going to be entered for the next giveaway we do on reviews, which is pretty cool the way we structure it and set it up that way. And then at 900 reviews, we're doing $1,000 giveaway worth of products from Morphlite. So including the new braided hose kit, an air hub, extreme tire repair kit, some fun accessories, maybe a couple of mounts, and some other fun things, maybe a compressor and maybe some other things that we're developing right now. So it's going to be a really cool giveaway. And once we get to 900, we get to do that. So the quicker we get to 900, the quicker you guys get a massive prize package. So do it. Go leave us a message over on Apple Podcasts.
Absolutely. Sounds fun. Okay. I untaped everything.
Okay.
So
that box is almost big enough for you to get into, like a fort.
That'd be awesome. Maybe my dome. All right.
What is in there?
I know what this is. Wait.
That might be is that empty? Okay. I think that is the right box then. Is that empty?
I don't know. It is empty.
It is empty. Okay. I didn't pack this box. So just FYI.
You guys were teasing. That wasn't fair. I was looking forward to getting it braided.
I packed this one.
Okay.
And then I had another thing to give you. And okay.
Another box?
So I was going to say, I know what I got you. I didn't know if they threw something in, but I had them pack the second one.
Okay. So it's just another... This is just
a box
of that this came in originally.
Uh-huh.
Okay. They've psyched me out with the empty Morphlite box. I thought I was getting one of those, so I stopped there.
Yeah, and knowing the MFers, I'm very interested to know what's in this box because I don't know if they would be able to
show it on camera.
Yeah, we're gonna have to blur. You know how to blur stuff in video, right, Jimmy?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I was a YouTuber at one point in time. A lot of paper. It's another one of the same things. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yay. That's cool. This one just doesn't have all the dividers inside. So all the dividers, they stack really good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah.
They don't clip together.
Nope.
But they stack fairly well. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I ordered the bigger divider pack. I was like, I really don't know if you're going to need 4 dividers for one box. So I just got the bigger divider pack and ordered 2 boxes.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. That's exciting. So many storage options now in my head. Can't figure out what to do. But yeah, we talked about these a little bit on Thursday's episode. So if you didn't listen to Thursday's episode, I've been eyeing these Cydio, I think is how they say it.
Cydio? I don't know where the accent marker would be on them.
Yeah. These are just storage cases. They're similar to a pack out kit in a way, except they don't necessarily clip together as much. But they do make a base that you can clip it down to something if you chose to. So I'm thinking about I might buy some of those and put them in the back of Bobcat in places so I can clip them in and out. That might be kind of cool. I would be shocked if they did not come out soon with a way to clip everything together.
Yeah.
But besides the point, I think these things are pretty simple, but they have a lot of fun additions or additives to them to make them very modular. You can design and create them and put them however you want with dividers for the inside, bags that fit on the inside, bags that go underneath the lid. We're going to show this one off. This one has the dividers on it if you're watching on the video. Here, let's just open it up.
There you go.
And clip that side. Yeah, there you go. So the dividers are all in there. Probably I'm going to pull some of these out and put them in that one, like you were sort of saying. I don't necessarily need 4 dividers in that one, but when you divide it across a few different totes, that totally makes sense. So yeah, and then they make long dividers and short dividers and little cubbies and places to store some hardware, factory bolts or nuts or whatever, and then pouches on the inside, pouches on the underside of the lids. They make wheeled adapters. They make shelving units that these perfectly fit onto. It's quite interesting to the family of these kits, which is one of the things that I'm buying into. Is I think that this is the modularity and the use case for these is you can find almost anything unless it exceeds the limits of the size.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to them of maybe eventually making a double wide version.
Oh yeah.
That would be like that.
Yeah.
And so then it's just really large and then I can fit my camp stove in it and then I can really get to stacking stuff away. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested in to see where this company goes, how they do it. They say they're made in the USA. And it seems like pretty good build quality. It's just more or less it's a replacement for the milk crates in our lives and do a more permanent storage solution here.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Excited for that.
Happy birthday.
I was a little worried about what was in that package after you said the MFers did it.
Yeah.
So you got me. You got me.
Yep.
But
good.
Cool. I'm excited to try these things out.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I will definitely report back
Cool.
with how I'm enjoying them or not.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they turn out too. I love the modularity idea aspect of it.
Yeah.
So
I think they're a good solution for a bunch of stuff, but they're not the end solution for everything.
Yeah, they're like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a Swiss Army knife. You got a bunch of great options on there, but if you really need to use a specific tool, then you're going to want that tool.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to cook kitchen or cook food with a Swiss Army knife using cutting my chicken or my vegetables up or whatever. I'm going to grab an actual knife.
Yeah.
But the Swiss Army knife's great for the random small stuff that you don't necessarily are carrying around all the time. And this, I think this is going to be that solution where I can store a lot of stuff in here and it'll be a great idea for me for organizing. But if I need, if I have to have a bigger version or another version, then there's probably another option out there.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's cool.
Nice.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's great.
Yep. So that's Jim's month. Happy birthday to Jim.
Yeah. I'm excited for next episode.
Yep.
Get another crate.
I like you. I don't like you that much.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
So let's see. What else do we got going on? Any other kind of housekeeping things we can do before we take a quick break?
I don't think so. Is there, well, we've got Winter Fun Fest in January.
Yep. That's coming up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
King of the Hammers is like 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah. That'll be,
That's going to be a fast turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot in December. November, we will be doing our Black Friday gift giving guide for the off-roaders and campers and glampers out there. This might be on my list. But those are always fun episodes to have your significant other listen to.
Yep.
I know that both of ours have now started listening to it because we are now getting the gifts that we have been talking about and we get them for Christmas, which actually has kind of worked out well for at least me.
Yeah.
So I think it was last year that the secretary messaged me and was like, I don't know what to get. And I was like, we just did an entire episode on it. Go listen to this episode.
Yep.
Or just read the show notes because I put all the links in the show notes as well. But it's a great one for if you are a hard person to buy for and you love the outdoors. That's works out well for the significant other for an idea gift guide.
Yep.
So that's coming up. I think that's going to be the Monday before Thanksgiving is when that one's going to come out.
Yeah. I believe that's what we're aiming for. November, I think it's 24.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
So get ready for that.
Yep.
Otherwise, I don't know too much else. I think we should move over to the main topic.
Sounds good. We'll take a quick break. You hear a little bit from Brian at 4 Wheel Underground as well as Onyx, right?
Nope.
Oh, not yet.
Try again.
All right. Just Brian, 4 Wheel Underground.
Yep. Onyx. The way it works right now, I'll just tell everybody now. Onyx and Brian do pre-rolls. And then they swap out
they already heard
mid-rolls from Brian on Mondays, Onyx on Thursdays.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you get to hear from Brian, and we'll be right on back with today's campfire discussion, planning trips, part 2.
At 4 Wheel Underground, we have something for everyone's 79 through 04 Toyota vehicle. Whether you've got a Chevy Dana 60, 05 and up Super Duty, fabricated, FJ80, or mini truck axles, we got you covered. 3-link, 4-link, parallel, and triangulated suspension kits, we've got you covered. Under-bed coilover mounts, through-bed coilover mounts, trailing arms, cantilevers, custom-tuned coilovers, and air bumps, we've got you covered. Frame stiffeners, subframes, skid plates, shock towers, and more to come. Make sure to use coupon code SnailTrail at 4wheelunderground.com because we've got you covered.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to today's campfire discussion here on SnailTrail4x4 podcast. We started this topic, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, almost a month ago.
About planning for trips. What are things to consider planning for trips? We used kind of planning a trip to Doozy Ursham, which was kind of a good example for us because neither of us have been, and it's definitely a trip that requires planning. So we covered topics in that episode based on like your route planning. What are you going to use to get around while you're there in terms of navigating and knowing where you're at, mapping stuff, whatever, mapping softwares. We talked about how do you plan enough fuel for your trip on your vehicle, the range that you're going to be going on. How do you calculate that with your vehicle? How do you plan out your gas stops to and from, as well as contingency planning?
Yeah.
Like, what is your exit strategy, right? What happens if you get to this point on the trail and you're not going any further now?
Sure.
What do you do? What's your exit plan? How do you get out of there safely, kind of stuff, as well as land access of where you're going, right? How do you plan on permits? How do you plan on what you're allowed to do on that land while you're there, right? So that was kind of the 3 beginning topics of getting ready for your trip and looking at a lot of the travel logistics.
Okay.
Now we're going to start looking at kind of your planning for trip implementation, I guess.
Right.
More. So we kind of figured out the prerequisites of what we need to know, whether while we're going, whether we're going to be there, elevation, etc., where the geographic area is, all that kind of stuff that we've already talked about. Now we're going to be talking about like things you need to bring with the trip.
Yeah.
In order to account for a lot of the stuff that you've already been planning about, right? So, should we start with, in my opinion, one of the first and foremost things that you really need to consider when you're going on a trip?
I think so. I think that's a great place to lead us in.
Human beings can't live without food and water.
Okay.
Right?
That's not what I thought you were going to say, but sure. I agree with that too.
Okay. Like the rules of 3, right?
I thought you were going to talk about ham radios.
Oh, I mean, you can't live without those unless you have a Starlink. The human beings can live, 3 minutes without air, 3 days,
hours
3
hours without shelter.
Without shelter, that's what it was.
Every time we go over this, we correct each other on how it's done. And we need to write a post-it note over there, right? So keep our minds on it.
Yeah,
3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water,
and 3 weeks without food.
Yep, and 3 years without sex.
Coffee?
I don't know.
Without rocket pockets or pocket rockets?
Pocket rockets.
So this is going to be like your shelter, food, and water section, right? So how do you plan those things? We're going to be assuming you're at an elevation low enough where you can breathe air just fine.
Hopefully.
So you're not going to Everest, the top of Everest, into the death zone. If you are, then yeah, you need to consider oxygen with you as well in this category. But we're going to assume you're going to be below that. So we're going to focus on food, water, and shelter. How do you plan for those things? And so, let's take our trip for Doozy as the example of how we're planning food, water, and shelter.
Yeah. We kind of talked about it on the last Monday's episode when we started part 1 of this, and we looked at duration. How we talked, there was a bit of talk about discussion of how long you're going to need to be out there. I don't think trying to remember back. I don't think we set a specific, like we're going to say it's a 4-day trip.
Yep.
I don't think we said that, but we did talk about how it was going to be a multiple night trip across this trail.
Yep.
So you've got to plan accordingly for multiple days.
Yeah.
Right. And, I always like to write on a piece of paper. I write from left to right, day 1, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. And then I draw a line, more or less draw a line. And then I write day 2, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Day 3, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And sometimes my day 1 in this case is driving to the trailhead, maybe and I'll go breakfast at home, lunch on the road, dinner, like
at trailhead.
Yeah. And then I'll say, what at home and on the road, I don't need to clarify, like I'll probably stop at like a Taco Bell or a fast food chain or something on the drive, maybe something like that. But on the road to me just means you just get it. You're getting it on the road. You're on the move. But at camp, I'll write out like, gnocchi and broccoli or something like that. Trader Joe's frozen food or, something basic. I'll write it out so that I have it listed there and I know what I'm going to have to go purchase later. And then, maybe Monday is breakfast at camp and I'll literally write like breakfast at camp. And then lunch is breakfast on trail. And then dinner is breakfast at camp again.
Yep.
And you're writing. And so breakfast will be, maybe I'm reheating some breakfast burritos or manifold burritos. Thank you. Lunch is going to be maybe something simple like PB&J and some chips.
Yeah.
And so I'm writing all this stuff out. And then after I do that for the entire trip, then I go back with another piece of paper and I break everything down like peanut butter and like a PB&J. I need bread. I need peanut butter. I need jelly. Right. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Chips. I'm going to need to pick up some chips. And now I'm writing more or less my grocery list.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing Trader Joe's frozen foods for breakfast at camp or dinner at camp on night 1, I'm going to write down like I want my TJ's frozen gnocchi and my TJ's frozen broccoli.
Yeah.
And then, so I know, okay, now I'm going to Trader Joe's and then I'm going to a grocery store for the rest of these things or, and I also include drinks on there. Like usually I'm buying a flat of water and I know that I go through a few of those, like 3 to 5 a day, sometimes, if not more. So then I do the math of like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 4 to 5 days. I need at least 25 bottles of water.
Yeah.
If not another gallon or something separate. I do like to we've been lately bringing less small 16-ounce bottles of water. And now we're including some larger gallons.
Okay.
Especially with the trailer.
Yeah.
So this is a little different. But the gallons are nice when you're at camp and you're like, I need to cook up some, pasta. Like now I have a big container. I'm not dumping out all these single gallons or these single 16-ounce bottles into the cooktop.
What do you carry? What kind of a bottle are you using for the gallon water, your bulk water?
We're usually... So I disagree with the way we do this.
Okay.
But this is the way the assistant does it.
Okay.
She will buy the gallon water bottle jugs from the grocery store.
Okay. And
we always at the house have like 4 to 6 of them.
Okay.
And it's just sort of like if the electricity goes out at our house, then we can't get water because we're on a well. Yep. So we need a little bit of water backed up.
Okay.
Just for whether it's dumping it down the toilet or cooking with, right? Because you can still flush the toilet as long as you can add more water into it.
Yep.
And so we need a little water in reserve at our house for just safety in case of an emergency situation. But we take those whenever we go out camping and then we just replenish them the next grocery trip. So they do rotate. Okay. It's not just sitting there. I want to get like a bigger storage unit that's maybe like 2.5 gallons. Okay. And just make that refuelable one way or another. Whether it's I think I'd like a harder shelled thing, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. But some, clean plastic thing that you can store water in is, I think, the way that I would go. I kind of like the idea of just the bag version. like
Okay.
a big soft bag that you can fill up that'll expand and grow. And then when you use the water, it shrinks down that's fantastic for storage. I think I'd like the harder version better because I would be afraid of puncturing the bag.
Yeah.
Even though once you use the water, now you have this big void of space that you don't get to collapse or put away or anything.
Yeah.
But I like the side of safety, I think, a little bit more on that. So,
because my issue, I used to do the gallon water bottles or a gallon bag. Like I've tried a bunch of different options there, except for like the big, PVC, hefty water jugs.
Sure.
And we used the gallon water jugs in rafting all the time. And so I always had issues with them breaking though.
Okay.
I could never keep the soft bag style ones in one piece, just like my air mattresses. Well, I can't do air mattresses anymore.
Sure. Yeah. Actually, we don't do air mattresses either for the most part.
And so I've never had a good time with those. It seems like all the gallon water jugs, the lids all suck. And if they get banged around in the back of an off-road vehicle, the lids pop off or break or unscrew themselves, something. And so I still haven't found a good hard shell bulk water, drinking water solution.
Sure.
I've never had a swing out tailgate to build a hard case into a hard shell water jug into kind of thing. But I might do that now with the mules swing out. We just gotta wait and see. The best solution I've found is the 24, 32 pack of 16.9 ounce bottles of water.
Yep.
But I hate how much that wastes, how much plastic that wastes. Every time I go camping, I take one of those.
Yeah.
But it's the most safe and secure way I've found to hold kind of quote unquote bulk water in easy to use quantities, I guess.
Yeah. I think that there needs to be personally, I feel that I like the combo that we're kind of doing now because I like the smaller water bottles mainly because it's like at lunch, I want to grab a water and I don't want to have to like fill up an Nalgene bottle or grab this big gallon one and pour it into a cup. Like I just want to grab a bottle and I want to drink the water. Or like if the assistant's driving, I'll grab the water and I'll be walking outside and then I can drink my water and I don't have to worry about carrying a gallon along with me.
Yeah.
But I do like having the bigger ones for the cooking side of things. So maybe there is a balance there of like, I'm going to store the gallon ones in with the cooking stuff and have it be more protected.
Yeah.
Where the 16 ounce water bottles are free flowing around the cab, kind of a scenario that I can just grab easy.
Yeah.
My problem is I always throw the water bottles, the smaller 24, 32 ounce or 32 pack in the corner of the tailgate somewhere. And they eventually just start running all over my truck bed.
Yeah.
Because I want them easy to access.
Yeah.
But once they break loose of the packaging, they just roll everywhere.
Yeah.
I did like Steve's Forerunner's water tank idea.
I did too. I liked that a lot.
Which he put a bladder into his fender.
His rear quarter panel.
His rear quarter panel in the Forerunner.
Mm-hmm.
And his first gen Forerunner. And I think there is an interesting like idea or concept there to like, well, why don't I just add a few gallon water tanks onto the vehicle somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Because whether my 2 or 3 gallon jugs are in the bed of the truck or the cab of the truck or wherever, or I could put 2 or 3 gallons in a tank underneath the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Now that weight is it's slightly lower.
Yeah.
Marginally lower, but it's also in a hard plastic case that is out of the way and stored in a spot that doesn't conflict with any of my other storage.
Yeah.
There might be a very good argument for doing something like that for me in the future.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to end up doing on the trailer. We have the gallon tank on the trailer. The thing is the quote gallon tanks for me, I don't drink out of. They're mainly for cooking, washing dishes and things like that.
Yep.
And that's what I use the majority of that water for. Sometimes, I will just I'll go get water out of the lake or river and then boil that and then use it. But that's not often. So I think there might be a really good argument for maybe getting some hard shell cases or storage containers and putting it onto the vehicle somewhere.
Yeah. So my only thought was the bulk storage containers is I've never looked into how you keep them clean inside, right?
It's super easy.
Oh, okay.
I
was like, I know it's a solvable problem because RVs do it all the time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Well, and you have a water tank on your camper, so you're going to have to learn this pretty quick.
Yep. And every time I drink out of it, I'm like, I haven't done anything for cleaning this. Is this safe to be drinking out of right now?
We haven't done it in a while, but they make more or less, it's denture tablets.
Okay.
And you dump like the denture tablets down.
Okay.
And you let it sit for overnight, and then you empty it out, and then you rinse it, like run a full thing through it. And then that's usually it. They do make some chlorine tablets. They do make some like bleach options and stuff if it's really bad. But and then they probably make specific RV versions and, ones. But my understanding is they're all pretty much denture tablets.
Okay.
It's just a thing that kind of bubbles and suds and cleans and sterilizes and then you go forward.
All right.
Now there is a plus and minus to having a clear tank that you can see into and see if you're having problems, which is a bonus. You can see that there's something happening in the tank and you need to start cleaning it out. But with a clear tank, light can get in there and things can start growing faster.
Yeah.
If you have an opaque tank, you can't see in it. You don't know if anything's happening, but it's also dark inside and stuff doesn't grow as fast.
Yeah.
So there's a plus and minus to either one of those.
True. Okay, so you need a way to need to know how much water you need to take.
This is a deep dive on water right here.
Seriously.
Okay.
So
Water
water is definitely a big important thing for
100%.
human beings. What is your general rule for packing water? You kind of said it earlier. You said 3 to 5 water bottles a day.
I know I drink 3 to 5 water bottles throughout the day. And then I know I use more when cooking and, sitting around camp. But my rough general take of what I bring is pretty much a gallon a day per person.
That's what my goal is as well. I would agree. And that's also what I've heard of before.
Yeah.
And I found that that's kind of a nice even point for me to shoot for as well. I usually am not drinking or using the full gallon per day, but there's some days I absolutely do use a full gallon, especially on a hot summer days, summer trips kind of things. So.
There's I think the amount of water, I could be wrong on this, but this is coming back from my coaching days and telling the kids how much water they should be drinking per day. It's something along the lines, take your body weight in pounds and just convert it into ounces. So let's say I weigh 150 pounds. So that's 150 ounces of water that I should be drinking a day.
Wow.
And maybe that was when then once again, this is coming back from coaching time. So maybe it was these are athletes and they should be drinking a lot of water anyway. But and I will say this hands down, everybody that is listening to this podcast right now doesn't drink as much water as you should be drinking.
I'm definitely one of those.
I'm one of those too. I don't, there's probably, there's one person out there yelling or raising their hand saying, I don't, but I can guarantee almost everybody listening to this podcast doesn't drink the amount of water that you should be drinking in a day regardless.
Yeah.
So the idea of having a gallon a day, that might sound ridiculous, but once again, you're kind of using this gallon for a lot of different things, right? You're using it to drink. You're using it to have water throughout the day while you're out on the trail. Maybe you're using it to even fill a water bottle for that you're using at night. But a lot of times we're using this for cooking. We're using it for cleaning. You're going to wash your hands with it. There's a lot of other uses that, you could be using this gallon water bottle jug for.
Yeah.
And, if you're taking multiple people, let's say if I took my family and we're doing doozy on a 4-night trip, that's
3 people,
4 days, possibly 5 days, so I'm looking at trying to bring 15 gallons of water.
Yeah.
I do think that's a little excessive. So, but that's the rough starting spot, right? That's okay, I need to look at bringing 15 gallons of water. Okay, maybe not, but maybe you should be thinking about bringing 10.
Yeah.
Or where can you start using other water sources for other things? And then you can start subtracting off
how much you're bringing.
Yeah. Maybe if we get to a spot that has a lake or a river, I can get water out of there and cook it, heat it up and use it for cleaning or, boil it and use it for drinking.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to carry that much water, there's many ways to create clean water. You can do iodine tablets. You can do those sterile pens. You can do a filter. you can boil it. So, there's many ways for you to get water. You just need to make sure that you're going to be near water if you're planning that out in your trip.
Yep. I really I hadn't seen the water pump filters with ceramic filters.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't seen them before. And my sister and her husband had one on our trip down to the Feather River.
Yeah.
To see my grandfather's old property. And so we pumped water out of the stream right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fantastic. And I was like, do you ever have to replace the filter? And they're like, no, it's ceramic. It kind of does it all for you. It's just so micro porous. You just wash it off, and it's good until the ceramic breaks or cracks on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get another one.
Was it an MSR?
I don't know the brand. But I was looking at that and I was like, that would be super handy.
The thing about those is the ceramic ones are fantastic. They work great. They, purify the water to down to viruses.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Yeah.
But they are slow.
Yeah.
They take a lot of pumping to get the water to come out of it.
It wasn't too bad.
It's not too bad. But but you can get a less purified pump.
Okay.
And it'll pump quicker.
Okay.
Right. So there's levels that you can do. It's you're not I'm not too concerned about getting a virus out of this river.
Yeah.
Well, then I will have a pump that's not gonna go that far down, where some people are I care, I want it to be the clean it possibly could be. Okay, well now you're gonna have to you're gonna have to work the pump harder, because you're pushing it through smaller orifices, to get that purity out of it. So there's levels to filters that will that clean the water out for you, and it's not bad. I'm saying it's you're doing 300 pumps to get a cup of water.
No, I think we filled up that day. What are they? 5 or 6 water bottles, and
Nalgene's?
2 of them were Nalgene's.
Okay, yeah.
And it took us maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Okay, that's pretty fast.
Yeah,
the one I have is definitely not that fast.
Okay.
I would pump for maybe, I don't know. It felt like 10 minutes to fill a Nalgene.
Okay.
That's probably not the case, but that's how it felt. But yeah, the point here is there are ways to get water if you don't want to carry that much water with you.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure that you're planning accordingly so that you're going to have enough water till you get to the location where you can get the water. So,
yep. So what about food then?
Yeah.
Or did you have more to hit on with water?
Well, not necessarily. I don't know what else we could talk about water. There's probably something in there.
There's different ways to store it, different ways to get it. I think a gallon per day per person is a good goal to shoot for. And then you adjust that number based on, can you create drinkable water? Do you need all drinkable water, or do you just need stuff to, rinse dishes off and then purify them some other way? You start adjusting that number based on your skills and capabilities of equipment you bring.
Right. Exactly. And maybe there's days when you don't need to do dishes.
Yeah.
And so, I don't need to have as much water.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know for me, that's a big thing I try and do is I try and meals that I plan don't need full on dishwashing things. So I don't need to use water a lot for dishwashing.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I'm not using plates. I'm not using silverware. I'm not, I'm using a paper plate that I can throw into the fire or just into the trash, or plasticware. And then you do you on however you want to do that. It's just, I'm bringing it up as, you can take that up or consider that into your water planning.
Yep.
I do think water is a vast essential and you should have excess.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yep.
Also on the flip side, we've been talked a lot about water, but there's other drinks out there too. So you can plan the other drinks into your factor and subtract some of the water out.
Yep.
But there are a lot, beer, alcohol, other types of alcohol in a way, and coffee and tea are all diuretics as well. So you drinking them makes you have to go to the bathroom more, which you kind of should have more water in general. So, but if you're bringing a soda or you're bringing some Gatorades, maybe you're bringing Gatorades or, something along that line, a Powerade or whatever, then you're drinking that somewhat during the day and you're not having some of your water. So you can balance that act.
Yep.
But maybe you could look at the whole thing. I haven't thought of it this way, but maybe you look at the whole, here's all the liquids I'm bringing that equals 15 gallons. That's where I need to be.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it too.
Yeah. I've never thought about it that way.
I haven't either.
Makes sense.
I've just shot for a water goal, and then anything else I bring, alcohol, coffee, etc., is excess.
Yeah.
It's extra, right?
Yeah. I usually, like, if we go camping, I will throw in an extra gallon water bottle jug.
Yeah.
And I count that as good.
Yeah.
But most of the times it's not 3 of us out doing a 4-day road off-roading trip where I'm going to be away, you know?
Right. So what about then food?
Yeah, food. I mean, food for me, like I was sort of saying, you plan it out on the piece of paper, you create your grocery list, you go buy everything. And then it's a matter of what you need to consider is how you're going to store the food while you're going off-roading. Whether, like, we've really adapted into the fridge freezer kind of category.
Yeah.
And not so much a cooler with ice.
Yep.
But both of them have their place for the most part into how you want to store it. But a lot of times we need to keep this food from spoiling while we're out on the trail. So that's why we aim for the fridge or
the
cooler scenario. Unless you're like me and you're just like, I want PB&Js the whole time, then you don't need to worry about that. But my problem is
your fridge for all your beer.
Exactly.
Your water.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I do. So you need to figure out what you're going to bring, plan it I like to plan by meal, by day, and write that list out. Or day by meal, however I say that. And then write your shopping list, and then you get all your food, and now you need to figure out how you're going to store it, where you're going to pack it. I have the fridge, and I have a tote. And those are my 2 vessels.
Yeah.
And so the fridge takes all the cold food, anything that is being drinks that I want to keep cold, food that needs to keep cold. Most of the time I keep things in the freezer until the day of, like when I leave, and then I pull it out of the freezer and I throw it into the fridge. And sometimes that makes the whole entire fridge go below freezing.
Yeah.
And which is a good thing and a bad thing. Depending on what you have in there, of course. And then the tote is for all the dry things that don't need to be refrigerated or kept cold, if like my chips or peanut butter or honey or the bread or, crackers or snacks, and everything else can go in the tote. I do bring a little like grocery bag into the cab and have some trail snacks in there as well.
Yep. I'm similar. I have same kind of setup of the fridge where you have your cold stuff, your perishable items.
Yeah.
And then I have a bag that has dry goods or multiple bags of dry goods, right? So I've got bread, chips, crackers, like you said, peanut butter. A lot of times I don't even say that. I don't have to take those anymore. I was going to say I take like the little condiment packages.
Yeah.
And I'll throw those in the dry good bags.
Like ketchup, mustard, and mayo.
Yeah, but I don't even do that much anymore.
Wow.
The dry goods bags tend to be snacks, freeze-dried meals for emergency stuff. I'll have some like bowls, utensils in the dry goods bag as well. Snacks for while we're on the trail. That kind of stuff.
See, I have a whole nother kitchen tote.
Yeah.
And so I have the food tote, because usually we're bringing, if there's, especially on a trip like this, we're going to have so much food that needs its sort of own dedicated area.
Yeah.
And then I have a kitchen tote, which has like my silverware or the utensils, my bowls and plates, and the stove, and it's, everything that is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
All the paper plates and bowls and, napkins and knives and everything's in the kitchen tote. Yeah. So I have those. You said bowls in your dry goods. So
I was trying to think about that as I'm pretty sure I have utensils in there, but I do have, I think, a set of utensils as well in my camp stove bag. I purposely got an overlarged bag to hold my camp stove in it. And that also holds 2 pans, a pot, extra propane bottles, 2 extra propane bottles, utensils, a couple extra mugs, like insulated tumblers.
Yeah, sure.
And utensils and bowls and plates and everything in that. So now I'm thinking, I don't know if I have them in the dry goods bag anymore, but I did keep them in there at one point.
Okay.
So
another thing, I want to jump back to water real quick. I like bringing flavor packets.
Oh yeah.
Or like little flavor.
That's smart.
Juice or gels or whatever to just change up the water.
Yeah.
And so, energy packets or however you want to, whatever they are to you, so that you can just flavor the water and change it up, because sometimes just drinking water is boring.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to mix it up. So
and a lot of times when you're out off-roading and camping, you may be drinking a lot of alcohol and you need the extra electrolytes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a really good thing. I don't do that, and I wish I did more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's many levels of them, from ones that are caffeinated to ones that are flavored or, just sort of salty.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody out there has tasted a few, like from Liquid IV to Drip Drops to Gatorade packs to News.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of brands out there, so you know what ones you like.
Yeah.
And I say just get a few of those and throw them into your camping bag or your food bag, and then you can mix it up as you go.
Yep. Cool. I'm a big fan of that. I think that if you especially for me, I just always border on the line of dehydration.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know. I do know why. I don't know why. I drink about 2 to 3 of these size tumblers a day in water. And I'm still border on dehydration all the time. When I go out camping, I definitely border on dehydration. It gets worse. And I'm drinking like 5 to 7 16.9 ounce bottles of water during the day on the trail.
Sure.
So like, I don't get why I always border on dehydration, but I do. So that's something that I wish I did more of, is bring different flavored packets so that I'm more likely to continue drinking water after I'm bored of it.
Sure.
So,
man, this is just going to be the water episode.
Right.
So when do you know if you're dehydrated?
When your pee turns yellow or brown. Once it starts turning brown, you are beyond, man.
You're fucked.
You need to stop whatever you're doing and fix that situation.
Yeah.
I've had that happen twice in my life that I can think of.
I don't think I've ever seen brown.
I've had it. I don't remember where we were.
I've had it like a good golden color.
Good golden yellow. Oh man. Like this may be getting TMI, but like I always have a good golden color, which is not good. But like,
what color should it be?
Clear white.
Clear.
That means clear. Just you're
maybe
good,
ever
healthy.
so slightly yellowish. Yeah. Not this color.
No, yeah. If you're this color, you're not in a good spot right
dehydrated.
Now. So I've had it happen one time where it came out brown. I was like, oh, I need to stop everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
I need to go sit down, drink water, get my body to absorb water and maintain the water and not just pass it through.
Yeah.
But it was a big indicator. I was like, oh shit, something's
So you said
good.
a very key thing right there.
Yeah.
You need to stop what you're doing and you need to drink water.
Yeah.
You literally should stop the train.
Yes.
Right. If you guys are moving and if you're pissing brown,
yes.
Right. You need to sit down. You need to stop driving. You need to stop working. Your body needs to relax, and you need to start absorbing water like mad.
And the other interesting thing about our bodies, I didn't realize this. I kind of had a hunch about it, but I never researched it, looked it up. I actually learned it. There's an awesome show about these 4 dudes that are military special forces.
Okay.
And their goal is they kidnap each other at random times and drop them in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Okay.
And they have like 72 hours, I think it is, to find civilization.
Okay. Sounds like the Bear Grylls show.
It's kind of like Bear Grylls, but Bear Grylls is intentionally going out to like show you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
These guys, they are Green Berets, Navy SEALs, Marine Special Forces.
So are the other 3 guys around that dude?
They're kind
filming him.
There's a camera crew with him.
Yeah.
With the one person. He's not allowed to get help from the camera crew, supposedly.
Yeah.
And they're back watching the camera feeds and at a base camp.
Oh, interesting.
Somewhere in the geographic vicinity, but nowhere where they can like right near him.
Yeah.
Right.
They're in town having beers, watching the live feed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's a hilarious show. I'm really sad they didn't do more seasons. But there was one guy, the Green Beret dude was awesome because he would like stop and explain his decisions while he was going. The other guys were just kind of like, I got to do this. I got to get this done. And that's just what's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And they all had different methods of doing it. But the Green Beret dude was always like, no, this is where we're going to educate people while we're doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was one episode he got dropped and he goes, I am super dehydrated. And he had a number of tests that you can do, from the dry lips to skin elasticity to your pee urine color.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I need to stop whatever I'm doing and I need to drink. But I know that my body only absorbs 1 liter every 3 hours or something like that. Or I can only absorb this rate of fluid at a time. So our bodies, if you just down a ton of water,
Yeah.
your body is not going to absorb all that water at one time.
No.
You really need to sit down and sip slowly at the rate at which your body absorbs. I don't know what that rate is for me.
Yeah.
But I know that I can't just sit there. I can't just be like, oh God, I'm dehydrated and down 2 bottles of water.
Sure.
It doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
It does a little bit. I don't want to say it doesn't do anything.
Right.
But your body won't absorb that 2 bottles of water. It's just going to pass it through. You really got to absorb it over time if you're dehydrated.
Makes sense.
So
Yep.
lesson from that.
Yeah. Okay. So besides pee, you hit on a few other ones. Skin elasticity. The one that I always kind of go off of is chapped lips.
Yep.
If your lips are chapped and you're at like licking your lips, or you just feel that they're chapped and you're putting chapstick on or whatever, you're dehydrated.
Yep.
Like you are beyond the point where your body can keep your lips wet. So you're going to be dehydrated. Granted, if there's wind or whatever, maybe there's external factors that might make that happen. But chapped lips are definitely one of them. And I think we should just go on record and say you can overhydrate too. So don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else about water now that we're about an hour into this episode when we're only pretty much one out of the 3 that we've been planning to talk about?
I don't think so. I think the other big thing with this category is camp logistics. So your shelter, right? So what are you bringing for shelter? I think most of us are like, we have a tent.
Yeah.
Some people take hammocks with a tarp over. You need some way to protect yourself from the elements, and planning that out and then balancing comfort and ability for yourself to be protected from the elements and be comfortable from the elements versus weight and space.
Sure.
I think that's the big balance there. So you also have to consider what vehicle you're taking. What are you using to carry the shit with you? Are you backpacking? Are you car camping? Are you van lifing? Are you horsing in? Are you flying a plane in for your so like for me, I have the Gazelle T8. It's a big ass tent.
Yeah, it is.
It does not really fit inside the vehicle. So if I ever am doing a trip with more than just me, I'm probably taking the T8, which means I have to strap it to the top of the vehicle.
Right.
And there's things about that, right? And there's considerations as whether you start strapping things at the top of your vehicle. What kind of trail are you going on now? Are you going to be on super off camber areas? Do you want stuff up high on your vehicle? And so, there's a consideration there for your shelter. If you have 2 tarps and you're laying one down on the ground, laying the other one just barely up, so you have this little 2-foot section in between the 2 tarps for you to sleep in. Super simple, packs away really nicely. Are you super well protected from the environments for the weather you're going to be dealing with that time that you researched during episode 1 of this, the part 1 of this? That's a consideration. So there's lots of different ways to run shelters, and abilities to have a shelter and protection from the elements. Something that we're going to take and do out on the Rubicon will probably be different from how we're going to do King of the Hammers.
Oh yeah.
Doozy would probably be different from King of the Hammers. I don't know if Doozy would be a different setup from the Rubicon, but
it wouldn't, not much.
I don't think so. Not
unless there's snow envisioned, but what you would do out in the Rubicon, you would probably do on Doozy.
Yeah.
Regardless. If the weather was equal, you'd probably be doing the same shelter style on either of those locations. Yep. But primarily because they're both high Sierra trails.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to camp,
where King of the Hammers is a desert.
Yeah.
Right. And so the environment is different.
Yep. And I think that, camp logistics, shelter considerations, I think it really just comes down to what do you have available to make a shelter with? What does your weather going to look like? And how comfortable do you want to be versus how much space and weight you can carry with you?
Sure.
So how do you balance all those things? Kind of up to you. There's tents, there's tarps, there's nothing. You just put down your pack and your sleeping bag and sleep under the stars. There's lots of different ways to accomplish that. And it really just depends on what you're okay with. If you're Nick from Montana, you may have a different idea of what that takes versus me and Jimmy taking an electric heated blanket with us. So,
right. Probably true.
Yeah.
There are some other aspects to camp there's hundreds of aspects to camp logistics, right? I think some interesting variations let me guess. I'm going to back up just a second. Hold on. So in regards to shelters, another consideration, and maybe I missed it if you said it, is if you're on a multi-day trip and you're changing your location every single day, there's the logistics of packing it up every single day and making it easy for you to pack up and put it back out that following day. Right. So you're packing it up in the morning, you're laying it back out at night. You're packing it up the next morning, you're laying it back out the next night. In regards to all that, like you want an easy system to be able to do that with, something that's not very time consuming, especially if you've been driving all day and then you're like, get to camp at night and you go to bed immediately. And then you wake up in the morning, you got to pack it up and you got to go through that entire process again. It's just not fun.
The T8 Gazelle, probably not the best choice.
No, maybe not. Right. Another level of that is having a very easy place to put this stuff away in your vehicle. So it's pretty much it's the last thing you're going to put away, the first thing you're going to take out.
Yeah.
Granted, you need to make sure to leave room for water and food and things that you're going to grab throughout the day. But once you get to camp, pretty much the first thing you guys are going to do when you get to camp is figure out where you're going to pop your tents or where you're going to, how you're arranging your camp situation. And so that's really like, okay, we're here, time to pull that out to set it all up.
Yep.
And you need to make it simple enough that you can repeat it day after day after day. So it's not going to take very long.
Yeah.
Now, another level to camp logistics is like maybe you have a camp chef, like a literal person that cooks every meal. Right. And they're the camp chef, and you maybe just roles. Maybe I'll just say roles in general at camp. You have your chef, you have like a water purifying person, you have
a dishes
person. You have these different roles within the camp, and you have all your place, right? You have all your role that you are going to be fulfilling. Maybe somebody's the fire person, right? Somebody's, goes to collect wood or whatever. That you have all these different roles. That's one logistic way to lay out your group. Another one is, and a lot of people kind of prefer it because you're not relying on other people, is you're doing everything yourself. I'm the cook. For my party, for my truck or my SUV, my group, like, for my assistant and the mini assistant, I cook the food. I'm, setting up tent. I'm doing all these different things, but on, both levels work. They're both totally fine. The thing is that one way, you're having to do all the work all the time. The other way, sometimes it's a little bit more spread out, like maybe one person's cooking the food for everybody that night. And then everybody else can be doing all the other jobs that they need to take care of. Right. And so like I'm cooking the food. The assistant can be setting up the tent. All the other people could be setting up the tents, getting the fire ready, doing everything else. And then once food's done, then everybody can eat.
Yeah.
And so this is a conversation you want to have with the rest of the party before you take off. Like, are we doing shared meals? Are we all on our own? Are we doing individual or specific roles while we're at camp?
Yeah.
You just need to figure out how you want to do your camp logistics with your group before you head out there.
That's a really good point. I hadn't considered that in camp logistics, but 100%. That's a very valid concern and something that comes up every time. Cause like if you go camping with Power Tank Steve and Stellar Built Dima, they like to set up a group kitchen and everybody kind of takes turns on meals.
And they all care about cooking a fantastic dinner, right?
Yes.
They are going to cook you. Like if you're going out with either one of those people, even for an overnight, for a single overnight, those guys are going to cook you the best dinner you've ever had out on the trail.
Oh, 100%.
Right. But then like breakfast and lunch, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just another level to the camping logistics.
You just need to know as your part of your planning before you're going on your trip. So
with Steve, if you guys, and I don't know about Dima because I really haven't, I guess I've done multiple overnights with both of them, but it seems like whenever I do multiple overnights with either of them, they're both there for some reason. And it will be a rotating dinner. Somebody will be cooking for all, but for some reason, usually one night's it's Steve, the other night's it's Dima, and then we're going home. So that's how it usually works out. But if you're doing more than, one night, maybe it is a little bit easier to have, a few people just cook the dinner for everybody. And
a nice thing about figuring out the camp logistics as well, and kind of those roles you're talking about, is figuring out, is there stuff associated with camp life that you don't need everybody to bring? Only one person needs to bring that item.
Oh, 100%.
Like a camp stove. If you're going to do a camp kitchen, and only one person needs to bring their stove. If you're doing a propane fire pit, only one person needs to bring their propane fire pit, right? Yep. So being able to plan out those logistics with your crew, with your group, makes packing way more efficient as well. So
that's a whole nother level. Yeah, that I didn't even think about too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, discussing who's bringing what.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go down to the tools that you're bringing, right? You can be like, who's bringing sockets? Who's bringing box end wrenches? Who's bringing,
I'll bring every size of 14 mil sockets you need.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, it does. I mean, it'll go down to like, who's bringing the kitchen? Because then everybody else doesn't really need to bring a kitchen unless the meal that you're making has a unique item that you need or a specific thing that you like to cook with. Bring that one item. But then like if I'm going camping with Power Tank Steve or Dimitri from Stellar Built, I could probably leave my kitchen tote at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I might raffle through it and like be like, well, I still need my mugs and I still need
my pocket rocket,
and I might need, maybe I'll bring my plates in case we need more. Definitely bring a roll of paper towels because you always need some extra ones of those. Yep. Some things you might pull out, and then I put in my Cydio tote here. But you definitely probably don't need to bring the whole tote of camping or kitchen gear if everybody else is bringing it. That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereas there are some items in that list that you aren't going to share, like bedding and your tent. You could probably do like if you're bringing the T8, maybe you're bringing the T8 and one family takes one side of the T8 and you take the other side of the T8. Yep. I mean, you could do some sharing along those lines too.
I do share my electric heated blanket. Just FYI, people.
Oh yeah. Smiling at the
Steve,
camera.
Power Tank Steve, I'm looking at you.
Who's bringing the whiskey? This guy. I think that there's a lot to be said in regards to camping logistics too. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways that you could organize camp, set up camps. Maybe you have to always park near somebody because you guys are sharing. Maybe you're breaking it down in pairs, and those two people have discussed what they're bringing, so they always have to park near each other at camp. There's many ways to skin that cat and throw it around in a yard. It's just a matter of how you guys want to organize it, how you guys are going to discuss it beforehand, set it up, and then execute it near the end for sure. So
this category was a big one, much bigger than we were thinking.
Yeah,
it was going to be.
About 40 minutes on water or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, we still have two topics
categories here
that we wanted to talk about, but I think
do you want to split this into a third part?
I think we need to. You have a time cutoff that is coming pretty quick, and so unfortunately, I do think we need to cut this into a part 3. But I
think that's cool. I think this is fun conversation, being able to start hashing this out and talking about it and really being like, oh, this is a much deeper topic than we were originally thinking.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. I think it's fun. I hope it adds more value to you guys out there listening. So
I'm actually going to go home because we have this written out for what this was part 4 and there are more. We did part 1, 2, and 3 in a way. In the first episode, we have part 4, 5, and 6 written down on our pieces of paper or in our phones. And this was part number 4 topic that we wanted to talk about. I'm going to go home and research part 5 and 6 and way break it down and just see what we can do.
Okay. I think I'm pretty sure we've done multiple episodes before just on part 5.
We have.
So I don't know if we'll redo it or if we'll just kind of highlight it again or we'll see.
Yeah. I foresee part 5 and 6 of this being one episode, but I think it'd be fun to see how many variations I can think of to break that, especially part 6.
Yeah.
I think there's many levels to that as well.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's for sure. Well, cool. This is fun. I love kind of trip planning, logistics, because there's so many different possibilities. There's so many different ways to do it, different considerations. Jimmy and I value our own things that we value, right? We like to prioritize on trips. Like Jimmy likes to prioritize chips and popcorn
and totes.
I like to prioritize water and air conditioning. So
and soft bags.
And soft bags. So I don't know, it's different for people, everybody out there. So I'm curious what do you guys prioritize? What are you looking for with food, water, camp organization stuff? Give us a call. Let us know. We have our snail mail episodes. We go over on Friday where we get to take your guys' feedback and talk about it, discuss it, listen to you guys and your ideas out there as well, which is always a lot of fun. So call us and let us know what those are. 916-345-4744 is that phone number. If you guys want to reach out to us and send us a message on Instagram, I'm over at 4x4 Toyota Tyler, and Jimmy's at, what was it? Jeep and Jimmy, I think it was. Was that?
SnailTrail4x4. Come on now.
So yeah, he watches over SnailTrail4x4. I'm watching over 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can always reach us in DMs there. There's emails, Jimmy or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com. Facebook, I rate 4x4.
Yeah, all the above.
Lots of different places. So reach out to us. We love you guys' feedback. And we'll go over your voicemails on Fridays. Anything else, Jimmy?
I think the only thing I'd like to say for the most part is that we've already had a voicemail come in on part 1, which Captain Morgan left us about YouTube and researching the trails on YouTube. And there's a lot of information out there. So I just wanted to reiterate in a way that, you know, we're having people call in on the voicemail in regards to this topic already. So it's going to be exciting to hear. Probably we should have a few more coming in about part 1. And now that we've listened to some voicemails, we're coming on to part 2.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a fun topic in the future.
Yep, for sure. Was that your final words for everyone?
Nope.
Oh, what is that then?
Final words is pack extra. Pack extra water, pack extra food, just in case of emergency situations, right? You want to have extra. You're going to you might break down. You might get snowed in. You might have some problem that's unforeseen that didn't ever come up in the first episode discussion topics. And you should have extra food one way or another.
Yep. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you. What do you call a fibbing cat?
I don't know.
A lion.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yep. They're lion.
Lying around?
They're a lion.
They're
lion.
They're lion cats.
Lion cats.
Yeah.
I want it to be liar, but
Liar.
a liger.
Liger.